I'm back and we're talking about ovens. How can an oven vary by 1,700 Great British pounds? Well, let's talk about it. So the two ovens I'll be talking about today are both the same size, so they're both single ovens, full-size single ovens, and they're both by the same brand. So they're both Siemens full-size single ovens. They're both great ovens, and I'm going to be going through the main features of these ovens in this video, so you can come away from this video knowing whether it's worth the money for you. The two ovens that we are going to be talking about today are the IQ 500, which is £700, and the IQ 700 Studio line, which is £2,400. From here on in, I'll refer to the £700 oven as the IQ 500 and the £2,400 oven as the IQ 700. So these are the names of the product ranges within Siemens that they both fall under. So first, let's go through the different heating types that the two ovens offer. So this is probably the most important. I'm going to go through a few different areas, so you let me know which one is most important to you. So the features that both of these ovens have is that they both have a grill, they both have fan and assisted ovens, they both have the function of using the fan and the grill at the same time, and they both have the conventional top and bottom heating, which is great for things like baking. And a feature that I really love is that they both have the rapid preheat function. So if you're about to use the oven and you need to preheat the oven very quickly, then you don't have to wait around for the oven to heat up. It's done within like about 5 minutes. Those are the functions that the IQ 500 and the 700 both have. But if you want a bit ill, so if you're wondering why my voice sounds like this, it's because I'm a bit ill. But I'm determined to keep posting my videos every Monday at 5 p.m. so I can't stop just because I'm ill. So we've spoken about the features that they both have, but the heating features that the IQ 700 has on top of this is that along with having a full width grill, it also has a half width grill, which is really great if you're only kind of grilling a small item. So I like to grill my hash browns. So if I'm only heating up 2 hash browns and you just put them in the middle of the oven, and then it doesn't need to use the whole grill. You just use so it's got like an inner ring and it just heats one smaller inner section of the grill. Second feature, which contributes to the price increase quite a bit, is that it has added steam. So a lot of people think that steam functions are just for steaming vegetables and they don't eat steamed vegetables, so this doesn't apply to them. But the steam function is actually a really great way to get a really nice crunchy crust on your bread, or to get an extra juicy roast chicken. I also like to point out that if you reheat your food, so say you made a lasagna the night before and you're gonna reheat it the next day, if you add some added steam into the oven while it reheats, it will add moisture back into the dish. So it'll reheat your lasagna, but it won't dry it out. So added steam, great option for baking, like cooking meat and reheating food. Most importantly, this oven, this Siemens full-size oven, also has a microwave function. So you can use the microwave on its own, or you can use it in combination with the heating functions to speed up the cooking process of your food by up to 50%. The fact that it has an oven feature is amazing. So Siemens are the only ones that do this full-size oven with a microwave built in. So if you didn't have the space for an oven and a combi, then all you need is this one appliance, and then you don't have to have a combination oven, you don't have to have a microwave on your counter or in a wall unit like this one. That is also what contributes quite a bit to the price increase, the fact that it's an oven but it also has microwave capability. There are a few more functions that the IQ 700 does offer, so for example plate warming, keeping your food warm, things like that. But I thought I'd mention the main ones, and then I'll also leave the links to both of these ovens in the description below. So if you wanted to kind of have a look at all the rest of them, then go ahead. So moving on from the heating functions, I mean, I guess this is still kind of a heating function, but this is the temperature range. So the IQ 500 ranges from 50 degrees Celsius to 275 degrees, which is still very good, but the IQ 700 ranges from 30 degrees Celsius to 300 degrees. So this could really split some people, so it really depends on what type of cooking you do. So if you cook a lot of pizza, then I would say using the higher 300 degrees could really make a difference in your pizza cooking. Also, if you do a lot of baking, then the 30 degrees would also be a great option if you were, say, proving bread, or also if you want to just keep some food warm but not kind of at a higher temperature of 50 degrees. Whereas if you're just doing regular cooking, kind of just like slow cooking or baking or things like that without needing to prove or cook pizza, then you're usually working around the 180 degrees Celsius mark. The 30 degrees and the 300 degrees are not going to make a huge difference to you. So yeah, it really depends on what type of cooking you're doing and whether you need those few extra 20 degrees on each end. So if you like the points I've made so far in this video on these two ovens, please give this video a like. I'll give you a second to do that. And let's get back to the video. Let's talk about the volume of the cavity of the oven. So this is the internal area of the ovens. This could affect how many trays you could fit in the oven. So this one may surprise you. Actually, the cheaper IQ 500 oven has a larger cavity than the IQ 700. So the IQ 500 has a cavity of 71 liters, whereas the IQ 700 has a cavity of 67 liters. And the reason for this is that the IQ 700 has the microwave capability, which means that the door to the oven just needs to be a little bit thicker. But as it's only a few liters difference, it doesn't actually affect how many trays you can fit in the oven. So in my opinion, it doesn't really change much in terms of cooking or how you would use the oven. So not a huge factor or huge disadvantage, I'd say, for the IQ 700, but still something to note. So 71, 67. So the next point we're going to talk about is quite a big one in terms of ovens, because nobody likes to clean their oven. So the cleaning features of these two ovens. The IQ 500 has what is called Eco Clean, which means that the back plate of the oven has a coating on it that makes it a lot easier to clean and a lot harder for kind of like dirt and grease to stick to it. So it just makes the cleaning of the oven a lot easier. Whereas the IQ 700 has active cleaning, which means that the oven door is shut and locked, so you won't be able to open it, and then the temperature is set high enough to turn everything inside the oven to ash. And all you have to do afterwards, once the oven has cooled down, of course, is to just wipe down the oven with a damp cloth. So this just makes cleaning a lot more manageable, and you're not going to be standing there scrubbing the grease off of your oven. I personally hate cleaning my oven, so this one is a very big deciding factor when it comes to choosing your oven, whether you go for something that has an Eco Clean or a Pyro Clean or Active Clean. Moving on to the next point, we are now going to talk about the looks of these two ovens, because it's important, and the user interface of these ovens are quite different. The IQ 500, as you can see, it has two knobs, and they are quite nice looking knobs. As you turn them, blue light will appear to tell you which function you're now using, and then the other knob for the temperature. And then it has some buttons in the middle to set your timers, whereas the IQ 700 has one knob and a much larger screen in the middle. And this screen is also touch screen, a TFT display. So this means that you can kind of scroll through different heating options with the center knob, and then you can also change the temperature of the oven with your finger. So just scroll through the different temperatures. And the screen on this oven is a lot larger, so it's a lot more user-friendly. You are paying that higher price point for a larger screen and less knobs, so it just looks a bit more seamless as well. So that is the end of this video comparing a Siemens IQ 500 oven for £700 compared to a Siemens IQ700 studio line for £2,400. So let me know in the comments which you would prefer, if the higher price point is justified to you or if the lower price point oven does enough for you. Definitely in no way saying that the IQ500 is a bad oven, because I personally would love to have an IQ500 or an IQ700. They both have great features. Of course, the IQ700, if you're more of a baker, you really love to cook, then the IQ700 may have some features that you can't live without. Whereas if you're not a huge baker or you don't use the oven too much in your cooking, then maybe the IQ500 suits you better. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. And I've also linked another video here on what actually happens in a kitchen design consultation. So I think you might find that one really interesting. So definitely watch that one next, and I'll see you in the next one.